Hey man, this hot right here.
When Ice Cube, yeah, that Ice Cube, the legend behind No Vaseline, one of the most savage diss tracks ever, steps away from his empire just to check you, it means you seriously crossed a line.
I can't stand Ice Cube.
That's crazy.
I'm not a fan of him lyrically or acting wise.
What started as a casual chat about rap rankings spun totally out of control. The second Cube's name came up, Aries went off, no filter, no hesitation, just pure venom. Then he made the ultimate mistake, mocking It Was a Good Day. Like, seriously? That song's West Coast scripture. Straight up blasphemy.
Hey, put hands on you, give you real black eyes. Come on, don't do that. And that's the truth. I mean, you could, I've had about a...
Big Boy's co-host tried to play it off with a laugh, but Aries wasn't backing down. He doubled down with this bizarre Ice Cube as a gynecologist joke that had everyone frozen in secondhand embarrassment. He was cracking himself up, but the studio? Dead silent. And he kept pushing it. 1 minute he's roasting Cube, the next he's taking aim at Tupac. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Spears.
Oh, that dude?
Yeah. He said nothing.
Is he a comedian? Because he ain't never made me laugh, so.
Cube wasn't about to let that slide. He clapped back hard, calling Aries irrelevant, not funny, and nowhere near the top 10 black comedians. Ice cold. And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, 50 Cent caught wind. You already know 50 lives for drama. He jumped right in, laughing like he'd just spotted fresh chaos to feed on.
Motherfucking lyricist. I can't stand Ice Cube.
That's crazy.
I'm not a fan of him lyrically or acting wise.
Really?
He's the same.
How much time we got left here? Because should I just tell him to leave now?
Let me tell you, Chuck did a great joke. He goes, here's Ice Cube as a gynecologist. Hey, Miss Jenkins, I looked at your chart. Now get up on that butt.
That's racist. I don't know how it's racist, but what you just...
Big Boy's co-host tried to play it off with a laugh, but Aries wasn't backing down. He doubled down with this bizarre Ice Cube as a gynecologist joke that had everyone frozen in secondhand embarrassment. He was cracking himself up, but the studio? Dead silent. And he kept pushing it. 1 minute he's roasting Cube, the next he's taking aim at Tupac. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Watch the comments. Now, when people talk about, you ask anybody, no matter where their region, give me a top 5 rappers. Pac's usually always in that list. Right. I don't ever put Pac up there with...
Aries didn't just toss shade, he torched the entire West Coast in one sitting. That's career suicide. And the wildest part? He knew it. Mid-rant, he stared right into the camera with that smug little grin, like he wanted to be cancelled. Unhinged energy. And then the blowback hit, fast, fierce, and merciless.
Mm-hmm. He was energy. He was passion. He made you feel him. If that said, tear the club up, you wanted to tear the club up. Dear mama, you wanted to hug your mama. When you think about lyricism, Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, Jadakiss, my lyrics spit.
Fans weren't here for it. One wrote, I love Aries' talent, but bro, disrespecting Ice Cube? That's a hard no. Another fired back even harder, this is why Aries don't hold weight. Talking like Cube or Pac weren't lyrical? Wild. Sounds like he's just bitter New York lost the crown back in the day. The internet exploded. But Aries didn't realize, the real storm hadn't even started. The legends he dragged? They don't let that slide. Cube stepped in himself, no PR filter, no polite tone, just raw, uncut truth.
Comedian, speaking kind of bad about you, man.
Who is this?
Aries Spears.
Oh, that dude?
Yeah. He said nothing.
Is he a comedian? Because he ain't never made me laugh, so.
Cube went in, no sugarcoating, no mercy. He shredded Aries' career top to bottom, questioning not just his comedy, but his relevance altogether. And that's the thing, Cube's got decades of receipts. From ghostwriting for NWA, to dropping No Vaseline, to building an entire empire with Friday and the Big Three League, his resume is the legacy. No talk, just power moves.
You know what he said?
What'd he say?
He said it was nothing about you impresses him. From movies to rapping, nothing at all impresses him. I'm like, wow, like what?
Suckers usually don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that you know, they usually don't like me when they coming from that angle. That's cool though. You know, everybody got their opinion and they all stink. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's cool. You know, he entitled to his opinion. It's the feeling is mutual. You know, I don't think he on anybody's list of top 10 comedians, you know what I mean, in the black community for sure. I don't even know if he's on the register with us.
But Aries? Instead of reading the room and backing off, he doubled down like he hadn't just been roasted by the whole internet. The man jumped back on camera, still reckless, still poking the bear, still refusing to chill. And that's when it flipped. This wasn't about Cube anymore. While Aries was out here setting fires, 50 Cent was somewhere in a luxury suite watching it all unfold, that signature smirk on his face. And here's the twist, Aries had already shaded him too. Big mistake. Because if there's one thing about 50, it's that he never skips a chance to clown someone spiraling. Fans thought he'd let it go, wrong. Out of nowhere, 50 dropped one of his infamous sneak diss clips. No names, no tags, but everyone knew exactly who it was for. Aries Spears. Classic 50, cold, subtle, and deadly. Just captioned it, check my temperature.
Ice Cube was on when I'm just watching. Music.
West. All of it. Movies, all of it.
Yeah. I never really seen Ice Cube in films that weren't his. You know, like he kind of produced the vehicle that he was in. And it wasn't like he was just being an actor and someone.
I'm ice cold. The hood left the left side of my chest froze. Need help with your bills? I'll write you a referral. Might even get you a love contract. Bruh, that was straight frostbite. The internet went wild, calling it the most polite hit job ever. And Aries? You could see it hit him. He jumped online again, clearly pressed, still trying to save face after Cube clowned him earlier. But instead of owning it, he waffled. 1 minute, I respect Cube as a man, the next, Cube never did anything special. Like, huh? Pick a lane, bro. At that point, he wasn't just digging a hole, he was designing a whole career grave.
For the world's biggest hater. If you look up the word hate, it's my picture. When did we get to a point where unless your opinion, and last time I checked as human beings, we're all allowed to opinions. At what point does it get to where unless your opinion is favorable about a person or a thing and goes with the flow of everyone else, you're a hater? I don't understand that.
And somehow, he still didn't get that he'd just provoked two of the most ruthless men in the game, Ice Cube and 50 Cent. That's not opinion, that's fact. Fans clocked it instantly, tearing him up online. Not for having an opinion, but for flip-flopping. 1 second he's talking slick, next he's crying victim when people clap back. One fan nailed it, you can't throw shots then cry foul. Another added, you got your right to speak, but after that corny skit, you're done. Cube's a made man. Harsh, but fair. And then it got darker, because the backlash didn't just bruise his ego. It dragged out the one scandal Aries probably prayed everyone forgot, that 2022 nightmare that nearly ended his whole career. Let's rewind.
Sent me a clip where Ice Cube responded. He was on a radio show and the dude played him the snippet. And the first thing Ice Cube says is, well, most suckers don't like me. Then he goes on to say, I never heard of this dude. Then he finishes by saying, well, he's just not funny. Well, you can't have it both ways. If you don't know who I am, how do you know if I'm funny or not? So you can't have it both.
Back in 2022, Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears got hit with a lawsuit that left everyone stunned. The accusations were heavy, all tied to a skit featuring a child and an older adult character played by Aries. The whole thing was off. The tone, the visuals, it crossed lines nobody wanted crossed. When that clip resurfaced, social media erupted. Twitter caught fire, and once the Shade Room posted it, it was a wrap. Outrage poured in nonstop. Even though the case was settled and the footage pulled, Aries's reputation never bounced back. That stain stuck for good. People might have scrolled past eventually, but they didn't forget. And instead of rebuilding, Aries jumped online crying about being blackballed, comparing himself to Kevin Hart like they were equals. Fans weren't buying it. They saw the difference. Kevin was grinding, Aries was griping.
And for the record, I respect Ice Cube, the man. I respect Ice Cube in terms of what he's brought to the game. He's one of the pioneers. So hats off to him. Said I wasn't a fan of his artistry. I never attacked him as a man. I never attacked him in terms of his character. I said I wasn't a fan of his artistry. Why am I not allowed to feel that way? Why is that? And then secondly, it's always funny. People call me a hater because they love to highlight when I say I don't like something, as though I don't have love for anything.
Aries stopped trending for comedy and started trending for chaos. No new shows, no big tours, no sold-out crowds, just viral meltdowns, bitter interviews, and resurfaced controversies. Behind the scenes, it looked even uglier. Former co-stars called him difficult, ego-driven, always chasing the spotlight. That me attitude burned every bridge he had left. So when the Cuban 50 drama popped off, it all came flooding back. This wasn't just about one bad rant, it was years of baggage catching up at once.
Will never be satisfied. Why? Because some other mother will come along that'll take and blow the world up, and you'll want to be that. And then some other will come around and have as talented as you, or possibly more, and then you're going to get upset because again, you focus on everything that is not you.
Hold up.
Everything you want,
wait a minute.
but not.
Look, nobody's denying Aries Spears has talent. His impressions hit, his jokes can land. But he never had that career-defining moment, that Chappelle-level breakthrough that locks in a legacy. When that moment never comes, frustration turns to bitterness. You can hear it in his tone, his interviews, even his punchlines. It eats away. And that's what set off this whole mess. He didn't just come for anybody, he came for Ice Cube. And Cube isn't just another name, he is culture. No Vaseline? Easily one of the top 3 diss tracks ever made. Friday? Not just a movie, a cultural revolution. A franchise that gave hip-hop its own cinematic language. The Big 3 League? A whole sports empire, built from scratch and filled with NBA icons. That's real legacy.
Did you call me?
Oh yes, Uncle Pete. Can you watch TJ for me? I need to run to the I gotta run some air. I need to go to the cleaners, and I should be coming back. Okay?
All right, baby.
And before all that, Cube was ghostwriting for Eazy-E, Dre, and Ren, shaping the entire West Coast sound before he could even legally drink. Decades of dominance. Now stack that next to Aries Spears, a few MAD-TV sketches, some solid stand-up, and viral clips of him arguing or shading legends. No defining moments. No cultural footprint. Just noise. That's why fans instantly rallied behind Cube. His work speaks louder than any diss ever could. And then came the quiet knockout. Cube dropped the teaser cast list for the upcoming Final Friday movie, and guess whose name was nowhere to be found? Yep. Aries Spears. Nobody claimed he was ever cast, but the timing said everything. Fans called it the most silent, savage message ever, "You'll never be part of my world." That's power. So yeah, Aries finally went viral. But not for his comedy. Not for success. For getting checked by 2 legends, while the internet simply nodded in agreement.